Myntra, as we all know, is a curated marketplace which is home to more than 1,600 sellers right now. We have more than 2,500 brands, 5.5 lakh styles, which are currently live on the platform and counting, because the festive season is just around the corner. We have also kind of launched the new season merchandise, which is close to 10% of the overall selection, which is live on the platform. So Myntra, as a curated marketplace, kind of onboards the most selected of the brands and the sellers who come in with a unique merchandise and a unique proposition. They are more than welcome to kind of pitch us their selection, and then we kind of apply certain filters, and then we get in touch with them and try to kind of sharpen the offering, and then onboard on Myntra. So yeah, so this is a brief about how we kind of do the selection at Myntra. We also have, I mean, I would like to kind of tell a little bit about the business models that are there. So we have primarily B2B and B2C. Since it's an ever-changing landscape, we are kind of transitioning into B2C. Unicommerce has been one of the selected integrators who are actually helping us kind of transition into B2C marketplace, and we have seen a lot of transition happening. So just for us, I mean, just sharing a statistic, 80% of our marketplace is on the B2C side of the world, and slowly we'll transition into a complete 100% marketplace. I think that will happen over the next 6 months, 6 to 12 months. So the models that we have primarily is, we have a pure play marketplace model on the B2C front, and we have Omni, which are these are the two models of future, where most of the sellers who actually come in, they kind of get concentrated on to these models. This is a model where Myntra, there is a real-time data exchange which happens from Myntra systems to Unicommerce systems, and then seller is able to pick and pack the orders on their own. Myntra is providing a marketplace as well as providing the logistics services. So it's a model where seller has complete control on selection, on pricing, on whatever they want to make live. I mean, there are no restrictions on making the entire catalog live. So with that respect, all the control is in the hands of sellers. Omnichannel is a model which is slowly picking up, and we've been kind of integrating a lot of stores onto Omnichannel. Ankur will be telling us more about it in the second half of this presentation. But so it's a very important model for us. It's a model of future. We have got a lot of fillip to this model has been observed over the last 6 months or so. In the COVID times, every brand wants to kind of integrate their stores. So we are seeing a lot of traction there. We also have one more model which is called Fulfilled by Myntra, where the packing operations are done by Myntra instead of the seller. So that is also a model which is available. Then we have a model where Myntra actually stores the inventory inside their warehouses, and we actually kind of do the quality control ourselves, and we store the items in anticipation of an order. So that is the model which is called Smart just-in-time model that we have kind of opened up recently to the B2C sellers. So in a nutshell, this is what we have from the Myntra marketplace. Once again, I would like to say that there's a lot of traction towards B2C, and Myntra being a curated marketplace. Sellers who are there on this call and who would otherwise like to kind of reach out to us are more than welcome. The festive season is just around the corner. We are very excited. The sales that we are going to see this time around are going to be one of the biggest that we have witnessed in the past couple of years at least, and with a lot of sales which are yet to be done for the year. This is a great time for the sellers to get integrated onto the Myntra platform, and we would really welcome any unique selection, any unique proposition that would kind of come our way would be more than welcome. and we would happy to screen you guys and kind of help you sharpen the selection. So this is about Myntra Marketplace. I would like to now hand over to Ankur, who can tell us a little bit about Omnichannel. Thank you.
Thanks, Ankit. Good afternoon, everyone. So, as Ankit said, Omni is again one more extension to the marketplace model that we have. Essentially, in Omni, we kind of enable the store inventory to be sold online. So, there is an integration through which we ensure that the inventory available in the store is available online as well. So, that kind of helps you de-risk your inventory, helps you through more sell-through ratios, and manages your overhead very well. We kind of started this model a year back, spent some time structurally solving it, ensuring that the integrations are in place, the basic hygiene is in place, because unlike a PPMP or like a warehouse model, store has a different set of challenges, right? So they have offline customers, they have different commission models, they have team probably who are focused on multiple things doing at the same time. So we spent some time over there, and immediately after COVID, we've scaled up big time. And the brands or the players who were aligned in this process, and they were also kind of in this journey for some time, they have benefited hugely out of this. As we speak, we are live with 100 plus brands, 1,000 plus stores across 15 cities. By the year end, we plan to take this number to 5,000 plus stores. So that's our journey on Omni till now. More than happy to take up any questions that you have. Essentially, what we are saying is that, like you do an online business from your warehouses, this is a model where actually you can do the same online business right from your stores. That's in a nutshell what Myntra Omni is till date. Of course, we have huge plans in terms of how do we take this model to the next level from customer value proposition point of view, solving for inventory integrations, partnering with partners like Unicommerce to ensure that on one side, while we enable ourselves to do a lot of valuable customer journeys, they are solving with you on the seller front on we ensure that these services are met, right? So basically the inventory discipline is there. There is a service layer over there which ensures that your teams are motivated enough, they are guided enough, they are handled enough to fulfill those orders. So that's the way ahead for us. I've given a brief on the numbers as well. I think we can start taking questions.
Sure, yeah, so we do see a few questions here. Should we take a couple of questions right away? Is that?
Sure. So let me ask Ankit Ankur on that. So I think some of the common queries is for both Marketplace and Omni. What is the process to get onboarded? Is there any criteria that you look at sellers before onboarding them? Or if there are any contact details that they can reach out to in case they want to get onboarded?
Yeah, generally, so there is a dedicated team in place who looks at the emerging brands, right? We call it Myntra Emerging Brands internally, and they kind of screen the selection. So there is a sell with us form which is available on Myntra, and whoever wants to kind of get a sense check can actually fill that form, give us a description about what is the selection that is coming through. The team will actually kind of screen them in terms of what is the unique proposition of the brand, something that is already not on the platform. We will be encouraging such brands to come forward with their selection. Also, if we find a white space in terms of, whatever business unit we talk about, whether it's ethnic, Western wear, sports, accessories, if there is a white space and that kind of a article type is getting a lot of traction, we would happy to screen that seller and onboard them onto the platform. So that's how to go about it. I think Mr. Anurag has asked this question.
And for Omnichannel, is there, what criteria is there? Can SMEs also register for Omnichannel in case they have like 1 to 3 stores or 5 stores?
Ankur, would you like to take that?
Yeah, I think we don't. As such, we are not putting any filters in terms of course, they can launch. They can launch with 4 stores, 5 stores. There are a lot of ethnic regional players who are kind of, we are in discussion with in the south of India. even in West of India, where we see companies like JetBlue, who are very heavy on ethnic and are kind of a regional player, are also looking at getting onboarded through their stores on Myntra. So most welcome. I think it's just that probably from their readiness point of view, from their overall in terms of how they are geared up from their cataloging and their integration point of view, is something that we need to work on together. But I think that can be solved. So to answer the question, yes, I mean, as far as they are an offline player with stores network, even if it is a single city kind of thing, we can kind of look at it.
Sure. And what about the category? So people are asking about grocery, about cosmetics as a category. Is there any? I know grocery probably is not a fit for you, but cosmetics or beauty, is that a focus area for Myntra from a marketplace perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it is one of the fastest growing categories on Myntra, right? Just from the time the lockdown started, the entire mix, the sales mix has actually changed. We are seeing a lot of traction on beauty and accessories. So if there is selection coming, it is more than welcome. That particular business unit is seeing a lot of growth.
Okay, great. There's one.
I'll take one question from Mankini Bose. I think she has asked on to share some few success stories on omnichannel matter. So I think, Mankini, to answer this few specifically, as I said, there are 100+ brands live right now. We have all the big groups like Madura, Arvind, our own internal brands like Mango, major brands, which is Charles & Keith, Aldo. So all of them are doing pretty good across the spectrum, right? So right from luxury to fast fashion, everybody has kind of adopted to this model. And I think we also have partners like Unicommerce who are kind of enabling this brand online, right? So if you have to ask me what is the success story for this brand, as I said, this is very early days for Omni, though I think as an industry, we're speaking about it from last 3 to 5 years. I think the waters are now being tested at scale. And this is where the entire focus is. While on Omni, for Myntra, if I have to say, the focus is very high on what can we do to ensure a great customer experience. At the same time, we are working with partners to ensure that the hygiene is maintained, right? So if you ask me, the success story is, of course, we are contributing hugely to their revenue, especially in COVID times where there are hardly any footfalls. But even not that, we still end up contributing to 20 to 30% of their sales from the stores. So I think that's where I think most of the brands have tested the success in terms of top line numbers. The real success would lie when we actually have the entire inventory discipline and the ops discipline coming into play. So where we don't see cancellations, so where the cancellations are up to the platform benchmarks. That's the journey that we kind of are working with our partners on. At the same time, the platform focus is on the next step, right? So which is like, can I enable a faster delivery? Can I do a seamless experience between the store and between a brand store and a platform purchase, right? So buy online, return in stores, try and buy, a lot of value-added services that are getting worked upon along with the partners that we have, like Unicommerce.
Sure. Another question was there that what is Myntra doing for enabling seamless delivery in the smaller towns, because now the demand from smaller towns is increasing.
Yes, so I mean, we do kind of keep adding pin codes to our delivery network as and when we start seeing the demand. We already are integrated with service providers who have enabled us to deliver on more than 24,000 pin codes all across the country. So a lot of demand which is coming through as and when there is a kind of an interest which is registered on the website that this particular pin code which is not available with us is seeing some sort of a demand traction. We take a decision on entering that, on kind of adding that onto our delivery network. So we do keep adding pin codes and we have kind of service providers who enable us to reach those remote pin codes. So that
Sure.
keeps on, it's an ongoing activity.
Sure. Another question is that how do the sellers plan for getting visibility on Myntra platform? Is there any advertising platform like Flipkart and Amazon? And particularly, how can how can a regional brand or a small brand compete with national brands? Like example of Jade Blue that you gave, Ankur. So how are these regional brands competing with national brands who have greater pull in the market today?
I think it's about finding the sweet spot basis the collection, right? So I believe every player that is there, regional or national, if they have a unique collection, right, at the end of the day, they do end up getting the required traction. So it's how we really differentiate ourselves, and especially one is on the selection bit and on the overall on the customer satisfaction bit. So fulfilling orders on time, matching up on the scale. So though do we have paid programs, and I'm not denying that, but at the same time we have brands like JetBlue and many more who are perfectly aligned or doing well on the platform. So I think they have their goals set for themselves. They know what is the potential that their brand can do. Accordingly, they plan for their selection. Accordingly, they plan for their photo shoot. They invest into the basic hygiene. And I think the rest, I think the platform takes care of it. I think Ankit can add to it.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, a lot of labels, so-called non-branded products have actually made it big on Myntra. If you closely track the journey of some of the great brands we have, like Libas and Ux, the way they have grown over the past few years, and the way they have concentrated on their online strategies and the way they have grown, it all kind of gives us confidence, or should give the seller community at large the confidence that even non-branded products or labels can actually make it big, right? It's just about hitting the right spot in terms of selection, in terms of pricing, understanding what the consumer wants, and upholding the quality, right? If you maintain the quality, if you maintain the right price, I don't see any reason why any budding brand cannot make it big on the Myntra platform, because you get a very differentiated customer base where you don't probably get it on other marketplaces. So there is absolutely no doubt in both mine and Ankur's mind that any label can actually make it big on Myntra within a matter of few months.
Sure. There are a few questions around the photo shoot. Is it mandatory for it to be done by a Myntra recognized photo shoots, or other photos which are working on other platforms? Can they be reused for Myntra's portal?
No, actually, there are both modes, right? There is a do-it-yourself mode where you kind of do the cataloging yourself, and do it as per the guidelines shared by Myntra. So Myntra does the QC on those images and the content. Second is where you ask Myntra to do it on your behalf, and Myntra charges some nominal amount towards that. So there are both modes in order to get your selection live on the platform. So cataloging can be done in two ways.
Okay. And someone has also asked a related question that for onboarding, there are a few companies which are charging them. Is there a way to directly get listed on Myntra and onboard? And is that process very seamless for them today?
Yes, absolutely. So there is a sell with us form on Myntra website. I think they can fill that. We should be able to get direct inquiries on our website on a daily basis. So there are no charges with respect to getting directly onboarded onto Myntra.
Sure. And there was a specific question on the bath scrubs category. Is that something that works on Myntra today? There's a seller on bath scrubs.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Bath scrubs
would be a part of home category, if I'm not wrong. I think we do a home category as well. I think so that should be.
Okay. Is there any criteria in terms of the catalog size that you keep for a seller to be live on both Omni or marketplace model?
Ankur, would you like to take that?
No, so there is no count as such where we filter on, but as I said, you need a decent amount of selection, right? So the brand needs visibility, and as Ankit also pointed out a bit earlier, right? It's the selection, it's the pricing that gives you the visibility, right? So if you don't have enough selection, if you're not priced correctly, at the end of the day, you don't see the kind of number that you want to see, right? So while we don't have it, but at the end of the day, see, we are not a horizontal player, we're a vertical player, we're a curated marketplace, right? So it has to make sense for both the seller and the platform to kind of co-invest into this entire journey, right? So otherwise, what happens is that you might end up getting listed not with enough selection, and then there could be a scenario where you feel that probably I'm not getting serviced enough because I'm facing issues, but I'm not getting serviced enough, because the fact of the matter would be that probably the business case is not getting big enough to get the required attention, right? So I mean that's an honest confession. But at the end of the day, as I said, if we have targets in our mind, if we want to achieve a certain number, selection and pricing are the two levers, right? These are the basic levers that we need to have in place.
Sure. Thanks. And in terms of returns, what is Myntra, particularly for the marketplace model? What is Myntra working towards ensuring that there's a reduction in RTOs or returns? Are there any steps being taken in that direction?
Absolutely, a lot of it is one of the focus areas. In fact, we have seen a significant reduction in returns after the lockdown. I mean, after the markets have resumed. There is a lot of focus on reducing returns as well as RTOs. A lot of factors which are customer controlled or even Myntra controlled or seller controlled are trying to bring in policies so that seller packs on time. There are no fulfillment defects. We do provide notifications to customers from time to time. That is between the time that a customer orders and to the time the seller actually ships out the product. We ensure that that time is minimal, as well as we keep the customer informed so that there are minimal cancellations. With respect to returns, we focus on, we work with sellers to ensure that the image is as per the catalogs. There are no gaps as far as the content and the specifications which are given on the website versus what the customer actually gets in hand, so that there are minimal returns. Yes, so I mean, to answer the question, we have a lot of measures which we are taking internally to ensure that the returns actually come down, and as a result, the seller actually does not have to pay for any logistics towards returns, or probably have a positive sale, not worry about RTOs and returns.
Okay, thanks. And also, there are a few questions around many of our audiences is a reseller today. So can
yes, as far as I mean, as long as the brand has actually kind of given a certificate or a trademark, we should not have a problem. So when we are on board,
NOC from the brand, basically.
Absolutely.
So they need an NOC from the brand if they are specifically selling a branded product. So
yeah.
Okay, understood. And someone has also asked that is there for selling on Myntra, is it compulsory to have a trademark?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. There has to be a trademark certificate.
Okay.